At Rex Ranch in Amado, Arizona, I'm Rosalinda Román, and this is New Mexicast. Welcome back to New Mexicast, everyone. I am at a place called Rex Ranch. It's a guest ranch south of Tucson, Arizona, and it's a really special place for me and my husband, Nathan. It's where we were married 10 years ago, and we're here to celebrate our 10-year anniversary because it's a great place to reconnect with each other, reconnect with family and friends. And that's why I'm introducing this week's story here, because it's a story about reconnecting. A family that was torn apart by tragedy found a way to come back together thanks to perseverance, luck, and a lot of courage. This episode and New Mexicast's theme song are brought to you by Dorian Spencer. Some of you may get lucky enough to catch him busking around New York City, but fortunately for the rest of us, his newly released Stone to Stone CD is now available at DorianSpencer.com. On the surface, this book is just a German translation of Shakespeare's sonnets.
What does it say, Mom? What does it say here?
But to Gabrielle Falk and her son Stephen, it's a celebration of survival, written by her father, Walter Freund, who, like Gabrielle, survived the Holocaust.
And what's this one?
They made an excerpt.
Oh, so just an excerpt.
Collecting heirloom documents like his grandfather's books has long been Stephen Falk's passion, but finding information about his family isn't easy. He combs through archives and travels the world, often with his brother Don and their mother Gabrielle, searching for the tiniest clues.
I found an entry that had relatively a lot of information, and it was an entry about the last will and testament of a woman who died in 1829, and one of the people that was mentioned among her heirs was my great-great-great-grandmother, who is my mother's great-great-grandmother, who is in the painting out in the foyer. And so it created a whole new picture for her, because I didn't know, we only knew her name, we didn't know who her father was or who any other people in her immediate part of the family. And so there it was, right in this book, captured as a little entry.
Piece by piece, Stephen reconstructs his family's history, gathering names, dates, documents, in the hopes of repairing what was so violently torn apart by the Nazis.
I just was in Berlin, actually, just a few weeks ago, and was spending some time in the archives, and learned that one part of my mother's family actually came from a little town in Moravia. So it was a new piece of information that will start a whole new trek from
It sounds like an incredible, very personal puzzle.
Yes, it is. It is a puzzle, and that's really what it is. It's a puzzle, and then constantly solving one little puzzle and then seeing where it leads to the next one.
But as intriguing as the mysteries are, this is no exercise in genealogy. This is his family's story, and like so many other Holocaust survivors, it is full of heartache. Each stone unturned has the potential to open old wounds, like when a recent search turned up information about his paternal grandmother, Gertrude Rapelson, who is presumed to have been murdered at Auschwitz.
Some documentation, there wasn't anything really new, but it was evidence that my father's sister had, when she'd gotten the news, what was probably false news, that her mother, my grandmother, had actually lived to the end of the war, had sent back a note.
Who wrote this note?
Ava had written the note. Yeah, she wrote the note that she just said, "We are American or U.S. citizens. Your application is pending."
Does that mean she was that close?
Well, she wasn't really that close. I mean, she was just trying the process, but she wasn't actually alive.
As painful as these discoveries can be, Stephen Falk presses on, pulling the pieces back together and preserving what remains.
He made it.
Yeah.
Perhaps his most important preservation effort, documenting his mother's stories while he still can. Stephen knows there is no archive which can paint a picture the way she can, no historic record with the unique sound of her voice or sparkle in her eyes.
They took me to see a Schiller play about Joan of Arc.
So he recently arranged a recording session for Gabrielle to document some of her stories for future generations.
And I'm supposed to have said Ich wusste gar nicht, dass es in Frankreich auch so edle Menschen gibt, which means I had no idea that there were such noble people in France.
The result is profound and moving, and will be the subject of the next episode of the new Mexicast. I'm Rosalinda Román. By the way, the person behind the camera shooting this intro and tag is my husband of 10 years, Nathan, and that's Dr. Nathan. He's not a videographer. So thank you very much for letting me recruit you and supporting me in all of the things that I've been doing. And thank you for all these wonderful years. Happy anniversary, sweetheart. Now, speaking of support, I wanted to thank all of you who responded to my what list. You put comments here on the website, you responded in many ways, emails, spreading the word to your friends, and you also let me know that the survey just isn't working, and that's why nobody's been taking it. So I am working on the survey. I will get it back up and running and let you know when it's working again. In the meanwhile, thanks again for watching the new Mexicast. I'm Rosalinda Román.
Like a dream I had.
New Mexicast theme song is New Mexico by Dorian Spencer. Additional support for New Mexicast provided by Welcome back to New Mexicast, everyone. I am at with each other, with family and friends, and that's why I'm shooting la la la. Would have been good.
She's screwing it up. My documenting wife.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Thought I'd get some beauty shots of Rex Ranch, and this is the most attractive part of the whole thing.